Hi and hello to all. I welcome you all to this course of Human Resource Management. This side Priya Rana, and the topic for today is job analysis. In my previous presentation, we have done with job description and job specification. And in job description, we have done that job description is a written statement of the duties, responsibilities in an organization. And job specification, we used to chalk out the educational qualification, qualities, level of experience, physical, emotional, technical, and communication skills needed for the person we are hiring in the organization. And in my this slide, we are going to do many other things like when we are getting the information of job analysis, what information we have to provide. We have to provide the job identification, characteristics of the job duties, how a job is done, required personal attributes, job relationships. So basically in job analysis, we are just blending up job description and job specifications. Number one is job identification, which we have done in job description, that is job title, job code, and other things. Number two is characteristics of the job. In characteristics of the job, we have to characterize that where would be the position of the job, location of the job, the physical settings of the job, and the supervision required for the job, the who will be the superiors, who will be the subordinates, and the union jurisdictions of the employee, and hazardous conditions associated to that job. In our job duties, a detailed list of the duties along with the probable frequency of occurrences of each day. In job duties, we have to specify that what duties a person has to do in each on each day. And fourth is equipments and materials which we are going to use in the organization, at a particular place, at a particular job, what the person has to use. Next is how a job is to be done. The focus should be laid on the operations associated with that job. How is going to perform that job? Is he going to have a sitting job? Is he going to have a field job? What kind of job is he, if is the person whom we are hiring is going to do? Next is required personal attributes. In required personal attributes, we have to see the level of experience, his expertise, his trainings, his apprenticeships, his physical strengths, coordination levels, mental capabilities, social skills, communication skills. All these things which are a part of job specifications, we have to specify certain things. And next is job relationship. We have to see that is he capable of doing work in such kind of a working conditions, and opportunities for advancement we have to provide. We have to show them uh, we have to show them the chart of the future, that there are many opportunities for such person to get advanced and have such kind of trainings and develop himself in the company. So in job analysis in totality, or in, if I say, it is a blend of job description and job specification. So in job analysis provide the following information which we have done. The following information includes the job description and job specification. Next is, if we give an example of job analysis, what comes under it? If we are analyzing a job of a financial analyst in a firm, suppose we are analyzing a job of a financial analyst in a firm. So in job description, what things we have to take care of? Number one is job title. In job title, what would be the job title of a financial analyst? He would be a financier. What would be his job duties? Making financial records. And what machines he should be using? He should be using computer, informational charts, internet access, and other things he should be using in the firm. And who would be his supervisors and subordinates? For a financial analyst, his supervisors must be CA, or his subordinates must be assistant clerks. So in job description, we are going to do such kind of duties. In job specification, what are we specifying? Number one is physical specification. We have to see that the person we are hiring as a financial analyst, is he fit for the firm to sit for long hours? Is he capable to take the stress? Next is mental specification. We have to check that he have the knowledge, does he have the qualification, does he have the intelligence and training? Next is emotional stability. We have to check that does he have a good emotional stability to be a manager, or to be to be at this place. This kind of emotional stability he should be having at such position in the job. We have to check whether the person we are recruiting is judgmental, imaginative, self-reliant, and have maturity. to do all the jobs of a financial analyst. He should be capable to take decisions accordingly. So this was the example of job analysis of a financial analyst. Moving on, what are the uses of job analysis? It is helpful in forecasting. Obviously, when we are forecasting a job, we will do job analysis. Next, when we want to recruit somebody in a position in my company, so I want to have a job analysis. Next, when we want to place the right person at right job, we use job analysis. When we next point is, it is used as a foundation for job evaluation. When we are evaluating a person and we are appraising him, or we are making a check that has he done the work in a proper way or not, has he met the expected performance or not. So for this we need job analysis. Next point is, when we need the information to make the person do some trainings and development programs, so at that point of time we need job analysis, so that we can be able to get the right person, and with a proper expertise and with a proper developmental goals in the firm. We need such kind of a person to develop somebody and to give him proper experience. Next is, it helps in establishing a clear cut standards for the development of performance appraisal system of the organization. When we are appraising somebody, we need job analysis. We have done it earlier also in the purposes of job analysis. Next point is, we have to look that what hazardous conditions the person will be working on. Next is, when we are redesigning a job, suppose if a person is sitting on a job, when we are redesigning that job, because that job may have the capability to do more. When we need to redesign a job, we need a job analysis. So we have to make up the mental setup of the employee and work accordingly. Next slide says the advantages of job analysis. In my next slide, in advantages, there are many advantages of job analysis. When an HR manager sits on the position to make a job analysis, he has many advantages. That is, he has the he does the recruitment and selection in the firm. He is the person who is doing the recruitment and selection. So for that we need a job analysis. We need to chart out all the things, job description and job specifications. Next is helpful in determining scope of trainings. When we need to train somebody to promote him, to give him higher responsibilities, we need to have a job analysis. Next is job evaluation. When we are evaluating the performance of a people, we see job analysis, we check out, we utilize the information. And for compensation also, if we want to increase the salary packages of the person, we need job analysis. So at that point of a time, we have the advantage of job analysis to look out and to chalk out such things. Next is eliminate the distortions of chain of command. Job analysis is helpful in avoiding overlapping of authority responsibility relationship, to eliminate the distortions of chain of command. The reason being, in job analysis we just frame out that this job and this duty is to be performed by this person with this employee code. So there is no overlapping of the authority relationship, of the authority responsibility relationship. So job analysis provides you an ease in providing you the authority and responsibility in the firm. Next is help in sketching compensation plans. So we have discussed it earlier also. When we are sketching and when we are chalking out the compensation plans of person in the firm, we need job analysis. We see the stress level, we see the conditions he's working, we see the hours he's working, and just according to that we compensate him. Next is helpful in performance appraisal. When we are appraising somebody, we need a job analysis, because we see that he has achieved the goals of the firm or not. He has been comparing the employees performance, we check out that the person we are we are employing and we are appraising, he has the relevant standards or not, he has achieved the predetermined standards or not. We just check out the actual standards of his and the firm. Next is good industrial relations. When we are doing job analysis, we check that there is a healthy relationship between the management and the trade unions. So why we do it? We do it because it is helpful to resolve the disputes and grievances in the firm. Next is ensure safety. Job analysis, it helps in safety manners also, because we check the health conditions of the person, then we recruit the person to a specific conditions. So in my next slide, we talk about the techniques of job analysis. So in techniques of job analysis, what we are doing is the HR department of various companies have been using various tools and techniques. So these tools and techniques are designed to create a systematic approach towards the organization. Through the techniques of job analysis, we are collecting the information of the job. So when we are collecting the information of the job, that only after that we could able to describe and specify the conditions of the job. So number one is observation method. In our observation method, what the job analyst does is he notices an employee and record his performance. He record his performance and see and check that he has what fulfilled responsibilities he have done, what unfulfilled responsibilities he has done, what skills and what his mental emotional stability is. So he observed the person, the job analyst observed the person, and after observing he chalk out many things. And in this observation method, he uses three techniques. That three techniques are: number one is direct observation. In direct observation, he record the behavior of the employees. In direct observation, the job analyst record the behavior of the employee in the company. So next is work method analysis. In work method analysis, he check out the work, the timing hours of the employee and the motions he is doing in the factory. Last one is critical incident techniques. The last line says is critical incident techniques. In this, we recognize the work behavior that result in performance. That means critical incident techniques means we check out that the person how he get the things done in critical conditions also. So the one drawback of observation method is sometimes it is based on personal biases of the job analyst. So we can escape this thing by proper training of the job analysis. So my next slide is interview method. In this interview method, an employee is interviewed so that he comes up with his own working styles, particular skills and techniques while performing his job, and anxieties and doubts about his careers. So in this method, what a job analyst does is he interview the person of a particular job. He checks out the working styles he is using, the particular skills and techniques he is using to perform the job, and what anxieties and what doubts he is having for his careers. He look at certain kind of things. It also involves job of employee himself, and it analyzes the job of employee by himself. He could able to analyze his job, his position in the firm. In order to produce authentic and accurate feedback or gather genuine data, interview questions should be cautiously decided. So when we are interviewing, we have to cautiously decide about certain things so that there would be no personal biasness in the interview method by the interviewer. In a questionnaire method, we provide questionnaire to the employees. Through this method, we collect the information, true information of the firm. We have to we have to see the management, we have to check out that management should efficiently communicate to the employees that data collected will be used for their own good, that the data they are collecting, it will be used for their own good, not for the other person. So there shouldn't be any personal biases. It is very vital to ensure them that the information collected won't be used against them in anyhow. If it is done improperly, it will be an absolute wastage of time and money. So in questionnaire method, we have to chalk out the questionnaire, and then while chalking out the questionnaire, we have to make sure that there shouldn't be any personal biases in that. And while outlining the questions, we have to take a very good care of the questions we are giving, because it shouldn't harm the sentiments of the employees who are filling the forms. And through this, we could get a true information of the persons. um, so that's it from today's video. So I hope you like my video. Thank you.